how does global warming lead to a rising sea level? And how does melting of sea ice and land ice affect the sea level? And how can we explain this to young children? We can start by helping them observe simple things. So, to start talking about climate change and the problem of the melting of the ice, we can start very simply by using some ice cubes and a glass of water. And I have here an ice cube, and I will drop inside of water. And I can see that the ice floats on water. But if I use a different material, like a simple stone, it will sink. So why? Ice is less dense than water. It takes up more space, so it floats. So we can start with this very simple experiment showing that some materials, they float and other materials, they sink. We can talk about density. After this, we can talk about ice, and ice it's solid, and also we can have water in different states like this, and also like this, like a liquid. And how does this happen? Well, if we put some water inside of a freeze, it will you can have water in a solid state. If you take off the ice from the freeze, it will melt. So we can talk with this very simple observation. We can talk about the states of matter, we can talk about temperature, we can talk about the different properties of a liquid, a solid, and a gas. Also, children can start measuring temperature in different places, inside of the house, outside, all the year. Also, they can put a thermometer inside of the freezer, and they can have different temperatures in different places, and measure is part of science, and it's very important for young learners to try to understand difference of temperatures. Also, we can do another experiment, and like we can have a model, and we can model here, this is Play-Doh. We also can use rocks, or the children can do their Play-Doh with flour and water. And we can have this model, and children can do this. Two different countries or two different continents, and we can ask them what will happen if we put some ice here in this continent, and if the temperatures will rise, what happened to the ice? Well, the ice starting to melt, and what happened to the level of the seawater? Will stay the same? What it happened? So children can do this by themselves. They can try to make some trees with corks or different things. They can put a scenario here, and then they can measure. Measure is very important. So they can watch, we don't have time here, but they can watch along the time the level of the water, and they will see if they put the ice on top of land like this level will rise. But they can do another experiment, a similar one, but instead of putting the ice on land here, they can try and put the ice in the water. And what they will see is that the level, after all the ice melts, the level will stay exactly the same. So they can understand that depending where the ice the ice that melts is, the level of the water will rise or not, and they can discuss all of this and why is this happening.